I came in this business saying I was going to expose. It's God's side and the other side. All of these deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
SafeSpace, refuge for growth and healing. Want to be connected to all that SafeSpace has to offer? Join our email community. Stay in the loop with inspirational insights and updates. Join our email community and connect with like-minded individuals on the path to self-discovery. Sign up now.
Find your tribe in a safe, supportive space. Join the SafeSpace private community and connect with others who get it. We're waiting for you. Stay connected wherever you are with lives and video drops. Text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658 for instant updates and powerful insights. Join the text community now. Curious about what's next? Book an intuitive tarot reading with VTerrillHill and get the clarity you need. Your future awaits. Heal from within and transform your life. Schedule a soul healing consultation and take the first step towards wholeness. Start your journey today.
Click the Linktree link inside of the description box connected to this video for all of what the SafeSpace universe has to offer.
My people, my people, my people, my people, my people, my people. How are y'all doing today? Oh, my word. Hope y'all are well. Happy Thursday. This will be the fourth day in a row we've gone live. When is the last time we did a 4 bike to bike? Welcome to SafeSpace with VTerrillHill. Today is a very interesting show for those of you who are just coming on. For the last 8 live shows, including this one, I have been recapping or reviewing the abuse series. This series is basically the foundation, the epicenter of SafeSpace. I experienced a lot of things in my life, from 0 up until Jesus Christ, 45. And I wanted to create a space that was safe for people like me to just exist and be. And so I created SafeSpace, not knowing that it was going to morph into this and what it is right now. So I'm like, wowzers. But anyway, let me read to you what we're going over today, and then I'll read some comments. We'll give some announcements, and then we're going to review episode 8, the finale, the Disruptive Truth. That's what we call that episode, the Disruptive Truth, and I want to talk about that a little bit. But before we read that, this was the moment everything shifted. In the final part of the abuse series, I spoke the kind of truth that doesn't just expose, it disrupts. Not to be messy, but to be free. This review reflects on the cost, the clarity, and the courage it took to say what needed to be said, including naming names like Larry Reid. Because healing doesn't happen in silence, and some truths aren't solved. They're disruptive on purpose. If you've ever felt called to speak but were scared of the fallout, this one is for you. And so I have been screaming and hooping and hollering for the last 7 days. You got to speak. You got to speak. You got to speak. Well, I was not saying that just to be saying it. I literally lived it out. I literally gave the blueprint on what it takes to expose. And if I can be honest with you guys, I lost because of it. Because I told my part in it, there were more people seemingly against me than were for me. Not only did they hate Larry, they started hating me as well. But it's not called the disruptive truth because it disrupts the neighbor's life. When the truth comes, it disrupts everything. And if you are not ready to be truly disrupted, then don't say nothing at all. Just be quiet until you're ready to turn over everything. There are some times you must burn the whole house down and you in it. And if you can't do that, I don't know if you're ready to expose, because there's some kind of hypocrisy in your heart. And that's just the truth of the matter, according to how I live, at least. So I did this video with the help of the then producer. And I tell you what, should we just get into it? Should we just get into it? No, let me slow down. Let me read y'all's comments real quick. Let me do the announcements, and then we're going to get into it for real, okay? We're going to get into it for real. So let's because I don't want to leave y'all hanging here. Hey, Cohart, how you doing? Hope you're well. My girl Les, how are you? Hope you're well. Juice Talk Radio. Speaking of Juice Radio, Juice Radio and Talk Show, Regina's going to be on with me live tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. At 6:30 p.m. tomorrow, Regina's going to be on with me live. I am so looking forward to chatting with her. So this is going to be really, really good. Really, really good. Hey, everyone, let's send up Prayer Express VT. Thank you, Cookie. I appreciate y'all's prayers. Thank you, Sacred Space, because I had that conversation with y'all today. Hey, Jan, how you doing? Creeby, how you doing? Recash, how are you? Thank you for the love sent. Jan Aries, how are you doing? My girl Les, how are you? Just being me. What's up with you, lady? Moni No Love, how you doing? Denise, Andrea, yeah. Cat Williams, the only true prophet, right? Right. Lord, cover VT tonight as he continues to walk in what you've called him to do in Jesus' name. Amen. And I receive that. Hey, Angel Heart, how are you? Happy Juneteenth to all of you guys. Happy Juneteenth to you. Happy Juneteenth to you. Hi, y'all. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth to you, LaQuisha. Let's see here. Thank you for the green hearts, Angela Smith. Thank you so much. VT, are you pouring out the spout where the glory comes out? Yes, God. Absolutely, I am. Hey, Kaya. Hey, lady. How you doing? Thank you for the green hearts. Cheryl, how are you doing? It's always good to see you, lady. Trigger warning. This is a trigger warning show, and I'm going to put that up shortly. Thank you for the three red hearts, Juice Radio. Joanne, how are you? It's good to see you on here, Joanne. Of course she did. Thank you for the green hearts. Break it down like only you can. Thank you, just being me. I'm going to do just that as well. All right, thank you for the 3 green hearts. Speaking of 3 green hearts, if you're glad to be here, drop 3 green hearts in the comments, all right? So here's what's going to happen next. I'm going to go to commercial break. I'm going to give some announcements. And then after the announcements, we are going to review episode 8 of the abuse series, all right? All right, we will be right back. Don't y'all go nowhere. Settle down. Just get comfortable.
SafeSpace, refuge for growth and healing. Want to be connected to all that SafeSpace has to offer? Join our email community. Stay in the loop with inspirational insights and updates. Join our email community and connect with like-minded individuals on the path to self-discovery. Sign up now.
Find your tribe in a safe, supportive space. Join the SafeSpace private community and connect with others who get it. We're waiting for you. Stay connected wherever you are with lives and video drops. Text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658 for instant updates and powerful insights. Join the text community now. Curious about what's next? Book an intuitive tarot reading with VTerrillHill and get the clarity you need. Your future awaits. Heal from within and transform your life. Schedule a soul healing consultation and take the first step towards wholeness. Start your journey today.
Click the Linktree link inside of the description box connected to this video for all of what the SafeSpace universe has to offer.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Hey, I'll tell you guys this in a second, but if you want to be notified when I come live, text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658. Text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658 to be notified when I come live. I would love for 10 of you to support by giving $10. The Cash App is SafeSpace VTH. PayPal and Zelle is info@VTerrillHill.com, and the Venmo is @VTerrillHill. So SafeSpace VTH is the Cash App. PayPal and Zelle is info@VTerrillHill.com, and the Venmo is @VTerrillHill. If you send me something nice, I'll open something nice. P.O. Box 221, Wisset, North Carolina, 27377. P.O. Box 221, Wisset, North Carolina, 27377. I never open the package unless I'm in front of the camera, so it's always exciting. Join the private community. It's only $2.99 a month. It is the first private community that I have. I do after shows, yappulations, and all of that. Six times out of 10, I will not be going live next week because I'll be doing some uploads, but not going live. The week after that, I'm going out of the country to celebrate my birthday. All right. So for 2 weeks, y'all might not see me. If you really enjoy me, you might want to join this $2.99 group because I'm going to be pouring more live videos in there. I'm taking a break from going live next week. I'll be doing uploads. The week after that, I'm going out of the country, and I'll be going for a whole week, and then I'll come back with a new schedule. So thank you so much. I just need 9 of you to send $10. Thank you so much. So if you enjoy me and you want to see me live, join the private community. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going live, but I'm not planning on going live next week. And then, of course, again, I'm out the country the week after that. All right. Spirituality and consciousness, soul healing is in the sacred space. I was in that space today teaching on part 3 of the universal power of prayer. Y'all, the energy that met us, that joined us, that we created, rather, the energy that we created in that teaching today, second to none. The vulnerability, the honesty, the prayers. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I just have nothing to say. Nonetheless, I go live every Thursday at 3 p.m. in that room and every Saturday at 9:30 in the morning for prayer and teaching. All right. So, and also that's Eastern Standard Time. You can join that sacred space by going to www.joinsafespace.com, www.joinsafespace.com. You get 4 days for free, and then you pay $9.99 a month. So if you are connected to the spiritual side of me, that's where I air all that out, and I don't hold back over there. I'm full blast, 100%, my full spiritual self over there, and I'm glad about it. All right, I answer all emails. info@VTerrillHill.com. info@VTerrillHill.com. I answer all emails. All right, it takes me a while. Last but not no. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. There are 60 of you watching and only 29 likes. Do me a favor. And please like this video if you support this platform, because this whole series review, I know it can be triggering, right? I'm offering free. No, the devil is a liar. I'm offering soul healing sessions and our prophetic tarot card sessions, 50% off. Up until close of business Friday, you can book it for 50% off by using the promo code HEALING. Go to the Linktree link, connect to the video you're watching. Unless you're on Twitter or Instagram, you're gonna have to find the video. And you choose prophetic tarot card session or soul healing. You choose that, then you get to the calendar, choose which one you want, date and time. When you're putting in your payment information, before you hit submit, put in the promo code HEALING. It will automatically deduct 50% off. Okay, and that's because I don't want to just open up wounds and leave y'all hanging. All right. Now, if you are a part of the sacred space, there's always opportunity when I'm live to hop on and talk to me, and I'll make sure I make room for you that way. Thank you so much, guys, for giving. I just need 6 of you to give $10, and we will reach our goal today. 6 of you to give $10 will reach our goal today. Let's see what the comments are saying one more time. Thank you for the green hearts, Nicole. Recash, thank you for the green hearts, Katrina. The rest of y'all that got the green hearts. Yes, Cookie. Wasn't it a transforming session today in the sacred space? Just being me said it was good, heartfelt, and healing. Man, it was second to none. It was second to none. And I'm so proud of what we, not just me, what we create in those private communities. It's warmth and it's good. Hey, Charlotte, how you doing? All right, y'all, let's get to it. Let's get to it. We premiered Dr. Faluso's episode, Dissecting Spiritual Abuse, on February the 13th, according to YouTube. It's February the 14th, and I get on the phone with the producer, and I say, okay, we got to bust a move. We got to make a decision. What we're going to do. And so, and this is not for click and bait and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, when you, like I said, you guys, when you do expose videos, you drop the hammer within the first 2 minutes of the video. That ain't what this is. So if you're waiting for some mess, I apologize to you. I mean, it's going to get a little, but I'm going to take my time with this because this is ministry at this point. So the producer, I was pushing it. Because in my spirit, I felt like we were supposed to do it. But if I was to be honest, I didn't want to do it either. So the producer was sort of wavering. I was like, we got to do it. So anyway, I went to go get a haircut, and then I was on my way to Home Depot to get boxes because I was being evicted, literally evicted. It was some of the craziest moments in my life. And I think I probably spent an hour and a half in Home Depot walking back and forth in the box aisle as the producer and I slowly but surely got on the same page, because we made a rule. We were not going to do anything unless both of us was on the same page. And what sealed the deal for me was my mother never sends me Larry Reid stuff. Never, ever. While I'm on the phone with the producer, my mom sends me a text. I look at it, and it's an article about Larry Reid. And I said, so we made up our mind to do it. So that night, this was Larry's birthday, actually. That night, we stayed up all night long scripting it out. The next day, we woke up around 8:39 and got on FaceTime. It was like, okay, are we really going to do this? And I hope I'm getting my days right, because I don't even know at this point. I don't give me. All I know, this video dropped February the 15th. So that was the 14th. No, so the 13th, there's this conversation. The 14th, oh yeah, I'm saying this right. The 14th, we said, are we really going to do this? And we were sort of like going back and forth. And I had to go meet a good friend, Bernard Holman, for breakfast, because I was leaving to come to North Carolina and I wanted to see him. And I said, you know what? Let me call my tarot card reader. And we called the tarot card reader, and I got on three-way with the producer. And full disclosure, we said everything on our hearts and everything on our mind. And she said, don't do that, because we had another plan. She said, don't do that. Don't you do that. Do this. And so I remember the producer saying, but are we supposed to do it now? And we heard her flip it. She said, right now. Don't wait. Do it now. I remember, I'm getting the feeling, replaying this in my mind. And so I got off the phone, went and ate at Husky's in Decatur with my good friend Bernard. Got home, we went to scripting. And we worked and we worked and we worked. And then him and I had a falling out because it was so much pressure. We had not had an argument the entire series, but now we like, rah, rah, rah. And it was hot. And I remember saying in my mind, after we got it together, I'm going to stay upset until after I do the video so the seriousness can come across. Did the video. And then we went live in my private community. It was like, okay, guys, got something to say. We're dropping the video tomorrow. Now, that video was supposed to have been dropped at 8:30 that Wednesday. Little did we know, we were going to be working on it all night long. So when we woke up and met around 8:30 Wednesday morning, we didn't go to sleep until about midnight Friday morning. Now, mind you, at the same time, I'm packing up my house. And I remember once we uploaded around 8:30ish, I said to the producer, so how many views do you think this is going to get? And I think he said something like 2,000. And I said, oh, we get 10,000. He was like, 10,000 views. And I remember saying, do you know who we are? But I was talking junk. We were just following a flow. We didn't know it was going to blow up. It wasn't about being seen. I stand 10 toes down and look every one of you watching live or the replay in this camera and say, I dropped that video on February the 15th in 2024 because the God of my understanding told me to do it. We wasn't trying to go, at the best, we thought we were going to get 10,000 views. And we probably reached 10,000 1 hour in that video. That was the true shocker. That's what we were not prepared for. Not the quote unquote fallout. We were not ready to go viral. That's the part we didn't think was going to happen. My phone was blowing up. And so that's that. And I thought my close family and friends were going to not like me or shun me. And I remember everyone that mattered to me called me and said, you did a good job, Vincent. And so, all right, let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. Seven-part series on spiritual abuse. I've gained a wealth of knowledge and a new perspective. Let me start it all the way from the beginning again. Also, I want to tell you this. When you are doing expose videos, script, do not freestyle. Listen to me. Never, ever freestyle an expose video. Always read what's on the paper. All right? After working on a 7-part series on spiritual abuse, I've gained a wealth of knowledge and a new perspective. But most of all, it's caused me to clearly see how silence is complicity. Thus, my silence, though serving me, has not served the masses. So as the universe wills, I am presented an opportunity to come clean. Let me start by apologizing to all that have been affected by what I'm about to address, but suffered long because of my silence. I must also seize the moment to offer my apologies to one person in particular, Elisa Dunn. I know what it is to play a part in a network where now the reason why I said Elisa Dunn, if I'm correct, because I didn't have time to go over this, so I don't know what's about to come next, was because Trey had already came in the comments. And I acknowledged Trey in the comments, and I felt like the particular video he came on, I felt like that was enough for him at the time. And so I remember telling the producer, well, I don't need to apologize to him no more because I knocked him on the live. All right, that's done, period. All right, so that's why I did not mention Trey on this particular video. Victims were created. And to be honest with you, I didn't say anything at all. And it's one of my biggest regrets. It's the reason why I'm really doing this video. Specifically, there are two people that I carry in my heart because I should have spoke up and I didn't. And though I think it's too late to stir the waters now, I want to say to you two specifically, I am so sorry. It will be self-explanatory by the end of this episode why I needed to apologize to Lisa. And by the way, hi, my name is Vincent VTerrillHill. Some call me Buddha. Some call me VTerrillHill, and for some of you, you call me Elder Vincent VTerrillHill. I worked with Larry Reid from Larry Reid Live from 2003 to 2018. In that time, I was everything from a personal assistant, executive assistant. I traveled statewide and internationally, but most importantly, I am the creator and originator of the Larry Reid Live show. Throughout those 15 years, 13 years were spent in a sexual relationship with Larry Reid. Okay, now I'm doing this to help people. So I need you guys to, you might not understand why I'm saying what I'm about to say next, but for those that's going to need this, they'll understand. Within 2 minutes of that video, I dropped the bomb. if you're going to expose someone, stop yapping and do it immediately. Okay? And do not go live. Do a pre-record. You guys would not believe the videos that the producer and I watched where we saw people clown for an hour and then got into the meat of what they were supposed to say. And I remember we would get so frustrated because we would look at the views and nobody was watching it. Because don't nobody want to hear you clown and go on and on and on before you get to the reason why you're on here. Not when it comes to the seriousness of getting the truth out. Get on a script and drop the bomb immediately. All right? Yes, you hook them. That's what keeps their attention. All right, yes, you drop the bomb. Cohort 5 says, VT, the crazy thing was when you were doing the abuse series, I was hoping you would expose Larry on behalf of Trey. I was blown away when you actually exposed him for yourself. Yeah, right. Let's go. For a while, I believed I was the only one, or rather, the only man. However, Larry made me aware after our sexual relationship was over, I wasn't. I will disclose the other men in the church he's had some sort of sexual relationship with outside of me as we move forward. And I won't be airing that part. We're going to skip to the teachable parts of this review. Over almost 100,000 of you have seen this already. Most of what I say in this video is provable. Everything else I saw with my own eyes or those directly connected to it told me. None of this is secondhand information.
You did take my comment on how many years in your ass. So it's my students in you.
Yes. Let's talk about that. I remember when, y'all, I'm going to take my time today, okay? I remember, and I'm going to mention the producer a lot because all of the no one knew nothing about that but him and I. And I remember saying to him that I had sex with Larry Reid at least once a week. And he said, once a week? I said, yeah, once a week. He said, oh, he got you. Let me pull this up. And I was oblivious. I didn't know. As spiritual as I am, I was literally blind. If it was not for that producer, I don't think I would have seen all I needed to see. So we're talking about once a week. He basically said this. He basically said, because I can't quote it verbatim, he was using sex to keep you bound. And when he said that, the scales fell off my eyes. And I remember him saying stuff like, when I don't have sex with you, you act crazy. When I don't have sex with you, you act a fool. And that's when I started understanding the darkness surrounded around spiritual and sexual abuse. And you must, guys, listen to me. Please hear my heart. Stop having sex with your leader. I don't care how you feel. I don't care if you feel like, I don't care what they say. I don't care how they act. At some level, whether they realize it or not, they are working witchcraft on you. It is a form of manipulation at the highest level. We talked about this yesterday, that the spirituality and sexuality are almost like twins. And if I could bring some context to that, it wasn't very long after we stopped having sex that I moved out. Let's keep on going. But this is real. And a lot of times, and I'm going to keep on going, but a lot of times we think it's, when we think about witchcraft and the cult, we be thinking about the juju and good and goats and blood and sacrifice. No. Some of the biggest examples of witchcraft is your pastor's penis. Let's keep going. while he was married, pastoring, traveling the road, working with me on Larry Reid Live, we maintained an ongoing sexual relationship that, to my knowledge, only he, Shamako Bryant, and myself was aware of from 2005 to approximately 2017 when I cut off the sexual relationship. Shamako didn't like our relationship.
Now
I got this sped. The audio is hard to read, hard to listen to anyway. But right now I have this on 125. Okay. So, but it says, but he loved both of us, inaudible. There was a side of him, inaudible, that didn't like our relationship. And anybody that was a part of that regime understood Mako's jealousy around Larry and how he didn't like too many people getting too close to him. And so I was a benefactor of that jealousy, right? One of the keys to spiritual abuse is the leader or the abuser will make sure everybody in their network of silence is in isolation. I'll tell you this about them and tell them this about you and tell you two about them. And everybody feel like they're the special one and everybody else don't trust the other person. That abuser tends to keep dissent amongst the brothers and the sisters. Everybody watching each other's back and everybody can't wait to get pulled apart or get to the separate text thread so we could talk junk about them. So it's not surprising that Mako and I had a little fusion or friction between us. Let's keep going. More on Shamako later. Now you may ask, where did I get these audio clips from? Late night on January the 15th, 2023, Larry drove to my house to have a conversation with me months after him and I stopped communicating because he halted payment on an arrangement agreed upon for years of work I did during my 13 years of service with Larry, the Breakthrough Church, Breakthrough Temple, and all of the iterations thereof, including Larry Reid Live. If you remember January the 15th, 2023, you may also remember Levante Andrews. He was being interviewed by Tasha K, premiering in parts on YouTube, but in full on her website that same night. That night, he texted me out of nowhere wanting to talk and saying he will pay me my money that he owes me. All right, as you can see here, January the 15th, 2023. Now, if you look at the timestamps, I always have military time on my phone. It was 11:06, but it says 23:06. I had two dreams about you 2 weeks ago, and I should have reached out, but due to how things went, I hesitated. I would like to have a convo about our relationship. Also, is your PayPal and BOA the same? I said, hey, yes, it's the same. Let's connect soon. He says, can we meet now? And I send after our talk, you home? I said, yes, I'm home. He says, I forgot how to get there. Shoot me an address. I'm going to slip on clothes. I said, I have a tenant, have to meet in your car. He said, okay, that's fine. I sent the address. He said at the bottom, I'll send ETA soon as I get in car. Then he sent the ETA 11:57 in the evening. All right. At the time, y'all, I did not see it like I see it now. Levante had went on his biggest platform yet, Tasha K. And at this point, I suspect I would have to assume that Larry had to do inventory and see where are the loose ends at. And he thought about me. So at 11:57 at night on the same night, we couldn't wait till Monday morning. We couldn't wait till Tuesday morning. At 11:57 that night, he comes to my house immediately, as well saying, I had two dreams and I'm going to pay you that money. I didn't know what I know now. I knew that he wasn't the greatest guy in the world, but I could have never believed that he would use the strength, allegedly, of our relationship to manipulate me shutting up. And it was, again, the producer that had to, like, look, you're not paying attention. And so I know he would like to assume that I hate him. He would like to assume that I'm jealous of him. But what he don't know is this. When we went to that tarot card reader the morning before we dropped that video, we had another plan. And in that plan, we was going to have to reach out to Larry. And that lady flipped them cards. I'm talking about in February 2024, a year and 4 months ago. And the lady said, do not call him. You know why she said that? Because one of you still have benevolence in your heart for him. And if you call him, he's going to manipulate you. As strong as I am, as mighty as my voice is, was the weak link. And I had to betray my love for him to realize he never loved me. And I'm not talking about no love like a lover. We hadn't had sex in years. I thought we had a covenant. And this is why I am so hard on drawing lines and boundaries and keeping your agency and your autonomy. Because there's a thin line between spiritual covenant and abuse. I had already sent the letter saying, I don't want nothing to do with you anymore. But in my heart, I always honored him as a spiritual mentor and father. To the point, the lady had to tell me, don't call. That's real. And let me say this to you, some of you out there, don't you feel bad that you still have benevolence towards your abuser? And if anything, it tells you how pure your heart is. That you can still love someone that don't love you. It does not mean you're weak. It does not mean you're less than. It means you're human. You hear what I'm saying? So I didn't see none of that then. When he pulled up, you blow this, when he pulled up and oh, hold on. He says, is that you outside? I said, yes, trying to get off the phone. He said, okay, I'm done. All right. The next day, January the 16th at 10:44, he said, hey, Lord, I stayed up too late at doctor's. I'm going to be able to do a minimum of 5,000 every 30 days. So that will be done in 6 months counting January. I know I can do that, and I'm not over committing. And I said, thank you for honoring the commitment. I understand what it takes to build and grow things, and money isn't nothing to play with. He said, Sholay. Because allegedly, he could not afford to pay me anything more than $5,000 a month for the money he owed me. All right. So at any rate, he says he's okay, I'm done. I had my Apple Watch on. It's not on right now. And I don't know. It had to be, okay, let me just talk like I talk. It had to be the Holy Ghost that stood up in me and said, you need to record this. I had no idea 1 year later I would be using the recording for an expose video. When I recorded that 2.5-hour recording, I did not listen to it until January 2024, and it happened in January 2023. I kept it and moved on. I don't know why I recorded it. I just listened to that voice inside of me that said record it. All right, let's keep on going. We got a long pause here to give people a chance. Now, one might feel it was hush money. However, he attributed his desire to talk to a dream he had, and he felt led to text me and to meet with me. Now, speaking of Levante Andrews, let's go ahead and air this out real quick. If honest, Levante and Larry would corroborate this one thing. I had no idea Levante had accused Larry of molesting him 2 years later. And we're going to listen to this, but I want to make this clear. And if you don't get this time, you just willfully don't want to get it. I had left Larry's community, moved on with my life, wasn't even dealing with them when I found out about Levante. Almost every person in that community knew about it but me. Now we understand why, because I'm the whistleblower. So it would make sense why they would keep it from me, because I would have been more apt to be like, what? So all these people that's saying, oh, you just don't want to like me, and that's okay, but just say it. You don't like me, you don't trust me, you don't believe me. But while you're saying that on behalf of Levante, that's nephew. So if he get it, why don't you get it? Because you don't want to, and that's okay. Just say that. Just say that I don't trust you no matter what you say, and then we can agree to disagree. Yeah. Let's keep going. To this day, I haven't received a clear answer from Larry or anyone in Larry's camp why no one told me, when I was literally the guy that handled all of the, or most of the fires rather, in the church. When Larry finally told me what happened around 2017 or something like that, 16 or 17, approximately 16 or 17, it was a very super generic story that I believed Levante was lying, because I remember Levante being a lying teenager in the church. So I just chucked it off and went on about my business. After leaving the Larry Reid Live community in 2018, someone prompted me, you need to go speak to Levante. He feels like you helped Larry cover up his story. And I said, huh? So I reached out to Levante just simply to let him know I didn't find out till many years later, only to realize that phone call brought me more than what I bargained for. Once Levante gave me his side of the story, significant parts of it startled me because it mirrored the same sexual experiences I had with Larry Reid. See, Larry is a voyeur. He loves to see people naked. Daquan recounts a time that Larry purchased him new underwear and wanted to see him in the underwear. Levante recounted a time where Larry asked him to clean up his room in his underwear. What Levante didn't know up until now, and he still doesn't know, he's hearing this while you're hearing this, I knew he was telling the truth the whole time. Because I too was requested by Larry to do the exact same thing many a times. Now I want to make something very clear to all that's going to watch this live or the replay. There is two people, possibly, and one person for sure, that has the right or the authority to speak on Levante. Okay? Now, unless, let me just say it like this. The reason why I can go flat-footed on this Levante story is because Larry had me clean his room in my underwear, and he would pleasure himself while I did it. So if Levante was 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, anywhere in between there, and he got a hold of that information, then somebody still abused him. Because no teenager, no young adult should know that about their pastor. So I don't need no other proof. I don't need no other proof. I don't need to know nothing else. Now, I played with y'all the video in January, the audio in January, where Larry literally said what the lawyer said. Don't nobody care anyway. He was 16 years old. Don't nobody give a F. That's what his lawyer said to him, and that's what he said to me. And if you think I'm lying, just find the video I released on Larry this past January. I don't want to destroy him anymore. That's not, I'm not God. I can't destroy anyone. I don't have the power to tear anybody down. I don't want to tear anybody. I don't care about that. But I had the power to vindicate a teenage young man that God, through his mother, gave us to care for. And I'm not trying to be messy, but all the alleged brothers I had in Breakthrough, I know Nathan Locklear spoke out against Levante. I know they had Junior Hervey, his name is Jay Todd. He's a gospel singer. He spoke out against Levante. They had Josh Murrow speak out against Levante. And you know what's crazy about it? They spoke out against Levante absolutely with no proof that he was lying. I need to tell y'all something. Y'all got to stop attacking whistleblowers, man. Y'all really got to chill out on this attack of You're not God either. Y'all got to chill. Because while everybody was pontificating on whether he was telling the truth or not, he was. But he did not have proof until I came. So how many other Levantes are out there that y'all done drag through the coals because you don't feel like shut the hell up. You shut up. This Tyler Perry thing, you don't know. Shut up. Give your opinion on it. I always knew Tyler. You don't know. That's why this expose genre is tricky and dangerous. And that's why I'm backing away from it, because we talk like we're God. We don't know. And I think it's a shame. I honestly think it's a shame that those men, just like I was quiet, those men got on Conscious TV's platform and Larry's platform with no idea what they were talking about and helped Larry cover it up. When I tell you all, y'all silence, our silence kills people. What would have happened if he would have taken his life? What would have happened if Levante would have taken his life? How many people have, because there are literally people in the camp that know the truth and would rather not be disruptive than just speak up and say something. And it's not against Larry. It's for an abused teenager. That's foul. That let me tell you this. There's two things going on right now. I'm lying or I'm telling the truth. If I'm lying, no harm, no foul. Life goes on. Y'all done put it out already. If I'm telling the truth, y'all are some dirty niggas, man. Dirty, dirty niggas. And you don't see it now because I didn't see it. You know when you see it when you expose your truth. When you tell your truth, then you be like, oh, Jesus Christ. It wasn't until after I put this video out that I could see the gravity of what Levante went through. Where I sat back and thought, Jesus Christ, he did this by himself? It's not cool. It ain't cool. It's cool. It ain't got nothing to do with no devil. It ain't got nothing to do with no spirituality. Y'all just some funky niggas, man. Funky niggas. You're not worth the shoes you put your feet in. Because that was our nephew. All right. And I'm just going to get this out because once I'm done, I'm done. Once I finish this, I'm going to interview. I'm going to talk with Regina with Juice Radio and Talk Show. I'm going to not be going live next week. I'm going on vacation out of the country the week after that. And if I keep this same mindset, I ain't doing no more. I don't care what Brian Carn do. I don't care what Larry do. I don't care who gets sued. I am going to take this platform to a place that look more like me. But while I'm here today, y'all some funky niggas, man. Funky, funky niggas. All right. All right. Now, let's keep on going. Although I wasn't there, I said to Larry, as it relates to Levante, here's what I said to Larry. Either you did something to Levante or you provided the inappropriate details of your bedroom fetishes to a young member in the church. Either way, you are dirty, dog, wrong.
One of the things that always bothered me about this Levante is one thing and one thing only. When I talked to him back in 17, 18, he said something that was eerily similar to our experience. And I asked you about it, and you said that you told him some stuff, and yada, yada, yada. So in my mind,
you can hear Larry admit that I told him a lot. Now, what we're going to do before I leave the Levante thing, I did not want to do this because I didn't want to go off the beaten path. But Levante, I'm doing this for you. And the only reason I'm doing it is I'm doing this for you. There was a conversation that Larry and Levante had in the Facebook DMs that I'm going to share with you guys once we get to the end of this segment. And to be honest with you, I might just stop here. Y'all can just go watch the video. But no. There's a message at the end that we got to get to. So we're going to do this. We're going to talk about Levante. I'm going to show you this Facebook message. And then we're going to skip to the end to the prophetic decree at the end of this video, okay? But Larry's literally said, I told him a lot. Now, mind you, again, this was a 16, 17-year-old kid. Let's keep on going.
even if that was just that, there was already a line crossed. Do you think maybe you can just let him have this and just let him filter it out?
It's so interesting you say that. That's what we're talking about in the car. And Marco said, he said, I know y'all gonna be talking about other stuff. He said, but you need to ask me some anything, and stuff like this, get some good what to do.
But I don't think that would bode well in court, because that admission could be seen as, well, if he was having an improper relationship with the assistant, why couldn't he have an improper relationship with the drunk one? So that's a lot.
It shouldn't have happened. So no, let's just keep on going. And I told Larry explicitly, leave that boy alone. Now, let me say this. In that conversation, he was asking me what he should do. And I said, let him fizzle out, because one or two things is true. You did it or you told him. He said, I told him a lot. I said, don't you think maybe you should let him fizzle out then? What does let him fizzle out? Let him tell his story, let him get it out, and then he goes on about his business, no harm, no foul. Because in my mind, how dare you sue someone when you misuse them, when you abuse your power as a pastor? What kind of darkness is in your heart that you then sue them? That's foul. See, let's not even talk spirituality, God gonna just, let's just talk about manhood. This woman, Sharon Andrews, gave you her son to raise because you were the apostle. And you, at the very least, told sexual secrets about your life to this 16, 17, 18-year-old man. And then he then takes it, and let's just say he is making it up. Let's just say that he does. You're wrong. Eat it. That's the least should happen to you, that he drag your name across YouTube. The very least. And so in that car that night, he said to me, okay, I'm not going to do anything. Just to find out 1 year and some change later, when me and Levante finally got on the phone, he sued him anyhow. That's foul nigga-ish. I'm not going to cuss because my mom and dad might be, but that's some foul, dirty, backwoods, Goldsboro trailer park nigga-ish. Straight up. Straight up. Let's keep on going. Now, let me go deeper. No abuser operates alone, right? He or she always has a network of people to help them be who and how they are, which is a monster. No abuser operates. All right, so I'm not going to I'm not going to get into Shamako, Lisa, Kendall, Nathan, Philip McFeeters Jr., Cameron Phillips, and Josh Ramirez. Lisa, good God, wasted funds. Not going to get to Lester. Not going to get into any of that. Good God. Oh, there's so much. Dark, defiant, evil, narcissist, TD Jakes, Manasseh Jordan. I'm going to start with the dark, defiant thing. But before I do that, I do want to share this with you all. Hold one second. Now, what you see here, and I hope you guys can read this, is July the 14th, 2017 at 7:13 in the morning. Larry says to Levante, hey, Trey, and I skimmed over this, so we're going to read it clearly together. So I don't really know what's in this. Hey, Trey, I spoke to Marco. He said he saw you and you asked why I deleted you and consequently Ashley from friends list. I explained I had LOL. I'll hit you tomorrow. Nice chatting out to you in March to chat. And then we were supposed to chat when you were ready. I later had a vision the first week of May where I heard convo you were a part of concerning me and church that I would think you would elect to have with me, especially because of our last communication here on Facebook. I decided that same hour to unfriendly because it was clear that there was something definitely that needed to be discussed as I felt in March, but for some reason you didn't want to talk directly to me. When Marco told me you asked, I felt I owed you an explanation, although I had rather you just inbox and ask me, I roll. But under the circumstances, I see why you didn't. As I said last time, I love you, still care, and hope the very best for you, okay? Now, I wonder what the circumstances, under what circumstances you see why he didn't. But let's keep on going because there's a video here. So it's going to scroll up in a second. Okay. So now here is Levante's response. I guess Levante wanted to make sure I read it. That's a slow scroll, buddy. You know, fell asleep waiting on this thing to come up. All right, hold one second. All right. Hey, Reid. So it's clear that the convo I had with PB, this is Shamanko, was misrepresented. So let me clarify. I didn't ask him why you deleted me. I told him I noticed you deleted me when I went to message you a few weeks ago. You don't owe me an explanation for anything you decide to do with your life. Let's do with your life. I looked at a comment by accident and then accidentally you delete me. I told him you don't delete me when I went to message. You don't owe me an explanation for anything you decide to do with your life. It's not that I was uncomfortable asking you why. I just wasn't interested. If deleting me and Ash is one of the things it takes to make your life more enjoyable, then I encourage it. Honestly, if a vision was enough, which I don't believe, for you to make a in-the-moment decision to delete me from your social media without pursuing a conversation after almost 10 years of relationship history, we were never as close as I wanted to believe all these years anyway, bruh. You don't owe me anything. Even your explanation for why you deleted as agrees with my logic. You were able to rationalize that a conversation needed to happen, and in response to that rationalization, you decided deleting us was best. That's not the way you respond. Let me let this scroll up a little bit. 1 second here. 1 second. 1 second. Good God, bro. All right. Where we go. That's not the way you respond in a relationship that has value to you. At least that's what you told me. I'm not sure what you meant by under the circumstances. I see why you didn't. I was never aware of circumstances being created. We don't talk. My initial intent for wanting to inbox you was to let you know I forgive you. The last 18 months have taught me a lot about my relationship with myself and every other relationship in my life. I had to swallow some really hard truths. One of them is the fact that for the past 7 years, I have assisted in helping you believe that you did not molest me as a teenager. This is Levante talking to Larry. Now, I need to bring a teachable moment in this. Those words are powerful because if you are being abused by someone and you stay quiet, you are assisting them and keeping their deception intact. Not only is the person in proximity in the network, the abused is a part of the network too. I'm going to say this again. If you are the abused and you decide to stay quiet, you are automatically inducted in the network that supports your abuser to keep on abusing. So these words are powerful. I've had to swallow some really hard truths. One of them is the fact that for the past 7 years, I have assisted in helping you believe that you did not molest me as a teenager. You have probably already internalized this at some level, but never enough to apologize. So I did the work for you. I don't need it, though. Let's keep on going. Now, as I was skimming through this, I took the time to read Larry's response because what I needed Larry to say in this response was, I did not molest you. Let's see what Larry says. I admit that after the vision, now this man just said, I have assisted you in the last 7 years for helping you believe you did not molest me. Here's Larry's response. I admit that after the vision, I should have reached out, but because you didn't reach out after our last communication, I figured something was up, but I waited. The dream was confirmation of that quote unquote energy, and now this email. That's why I elected to just delete and move on because I felt you weren't interested in a convo at this point. That was my presumption. That isn't your fault. It was what I elected to do, and that wasn't the best thing to do because I told you and her something about how I felt concerning both of you that wasn't true. Oh, and if I misrepresented what Mako said, then put that on me and not him. As far as me and you and our relationship, we have talked and re-talked, but we clearly should have talked more. The last few months for me, you wouldn't believe the things I see so clearly now and the many, many mistakes. The young man that was in your care at 16, 17, 18, 19 years old says you molested me. And your response is, you wouldn't believe the things I see clearly now and the many, many mistakes. I've apologized till I'm blue in the face publicly and individually when the universe afforded me opportunity to talk to people personally and vice versa. Hopefully one day you will want to talk. This ain't about Larry right now. This is about the network of people that are complicitly silent. There ain't nothing about this response that says Larry did not abuse Levante. Now, I'm not sure if I've seen this before, or I forgot I saw it, or I'm seeing it with different eyes now. But there is nothing about this response. What is the response? I see some things clearly now, and I made many, many mistakes, which is a half-butt way of acknowledging what you did without admitting what you did. Now, there are some of you there are literally people who have unfollowed me because I was hard on EJ because I feel like EJ, in my opinion, is playing word games too. Do you see why I'm like that? Do you see why I'm like that? Because the abuser will play word games. And someone would read that and say, well, he admitted it. No, he did not. No, 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 no. That's not how that works. So when I say that you cannot gloss over, well, and I wasn't the best, and I had a bad heart, and and Lovey deceived me, and all that. No, you're wicked. Just calm down, Vincent. You're wicked. It's 10 toes down, looking in the face. You're just as wicked as the person you're calling out. You're just as dark and deceptive as the person you're calling out, and I can't stand it. That's the same thing, Brian. It's the same kind of wording Brian Karn used. The same kind of obtuse, gray, in the middle wording. You just have grace on me. No, you're nasty. You're not fit. You're ugly. You're manipulative. You're dark. Everybody talking about, let me tell you this. Tiffany Montgomery is a fool. The real witches are on the right side. Tiffany Montgomery needs some of my ADHD medicine. The real warlocks and witches are the ones that sit in front of the people of God and play word games. At least Tiffany will cut the fool in public. These snakes will give nice, cute, calm words and deceive people. If they are not A, B, C, D, E, F, G-ing it, they are not confessing. And this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Let's keep going. Had a few typos and misspelled because I responded quickly. Now, I don't think I'm doxing him. I swear I'm not. And I pray to God I'm not, because that's not my intent. I almost feel like that's not his number. And I pray to God it's not. And if it is, y'all, I swear that's not on purpose. I'm not that kind of guy. But it says, now, this dude has accused you of molesting him. And you say you've made many, many mistakes. And then you say, when you get time, let's meet up and talk, up to talk. I stayed near Lenox Mall. This is my private cell. Then Levante doesn't respond. You come back again. Now, this is the young kid at the time that has accused you of molesting him. And you come back again, July 26th. Hey, Vontre, thought of you. I know you were enjoying doing all of what you're doing. It's certainly part of the dream you've dreamed. Big ups. And this time he responds, thanks, man. I definitely enjoying it. So much more to be done. Now, that's manipulative too. Because what he's doing is, since I can't get your attention, let me pat you on the back. Let me give you appreciation. Why is that a thing? Because this man was our pastor. This man was the closest thing we knew to God. So his kind words would always be warm to our hearts, even if we didn't like him anymore. And on some level, he had to know that, because that was the thing that got Levante to respond. I'm telling y'all, there's a thin line between spiritual covering and abuse. And we're seeing it right now. So then he comes back 2 days later. Hey, Trey, about to send you something. I copied and pasted to a few. Give me your feedback, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then this long thing of videos and stuff like that. Then he says, this last video I want you to review from February 2016 explains what would happen in our soul. Da, 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 da. He said, cool, I'll watch it when I get off. And then here we go again. You working and gigging? You a boss, exclamation point. Just trying to do what's necessary to secure my family, man. Listen, that is that man stuff. You should be so proud of yourself. Clap, clap, clap. All right. Where in this is Larry responding like he has been accused of molesting this dude? What is he doing? He's doing this right here. Let me share with you what he's doing right here. This is really, really simple, because this is what happened to me. And I'm going to go back, and if I can find it, I might not can find it. There's so many parts to this. I can't find it. Those text messages that was in this video. At any rate, he's doing what we read a couple of moments ago, where he's being nice. I was thinking about you. He's trying to make sure that he keeps him in his claws. And by doing so, he can make sure he contains him. And that's the same energy that reached out to me January the 15th, 2023. Hey, guess what? I had a dream about you. I want to give you your money. The first question he asked me on January 15th was, do you still love me like I love you? All right. I don't know if it gets any plainer than that. I don't know if it gets any plainer than that. All right. Okay, thank you, Dr. Creel. We're going to celebrate that. Y'all, please remind me at the end of the show to celebrate Dr. Leo Lieber Butterfly joining the private community. Okay, I am not going to go over the network of people. I'm not going to drag them in this time, but I do want to start here. Let's go here. Is this still up? Hey, Gary, how you doing? Let's go. The point is, this man is a dark, deviant, evil narcissist. In all of these cases, you all's names are dragged in it because he never cared about any of us in the first place. He is sick. These people that have accused him might be liars. They might not pay their bills. They might have issues. They might not be of character. But for the interviews that I saw or heard, none of those people have characterized Larry Reid wrongly. Just because, Larry, you can assassinate characters don't mean that your character is clean. And y'all, I remember when I dropped this video, they thought they had the golden egg because they found out I had got evicted. So they tricked my landlord into getting on the phone. I believe, for what I heard, because I never listened to it, but for what I heard, they said Conscious TV acted like he was a bill collector, and they called the landlord, they recorded and put it out. Because on some level, they feel like if they found out I was getting evicted, that means I'm a liar. I need you all to think a little more than that. Eviction don't got nothing to do with whether someone is telling the truth or not. Can I go further? The first thing we want to do is, oh, he's just upset because he ain't paying him no attention. All right, fine. But what does that have to do with the truth? And what these mass manipulators will do when they can't shut you up is attack your character. As if to say that if Levante didn't do right by Locklear or Josh Merrills, then that means he's lying. And y'all ate it up. Ate it up like it was hot buffet Golden Corral. And let me talk about Tyler Perry real quick. I do not like Tyler Perry. Don't like him. I don't like to hear him talk. There's something about his face that irritates me. Always been like that. Not always, but in the last couple of years. But just because we feel like Tyler Perry is a closeted gay power bottom, don't mean Tyler Perry is doing what that man said he's doing. And just because that man wanted to move up in the industry don't mean that he's lying. We will never really know unless some very, 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 very hard proof come out. Because the reality is that man could have been complicit the whole time and just got bored and decided to sue Tyler. Or Tyler was truly cutting the monkey fool. Now, in the private community, we pull cards on that, and I don't mind doing it tonight. But even that, I can only interpret what I sense the Spirit is saying, but I was not there. I don't know. So we got to chill out. All right, let's keep on going. Just because somebody don't pay their bills or they owe somebody money don't mean they're lying on you. Everybody is not lying on you. It's the fact that you act as if you've only tried being. You would do it if you wanted to do it. These kind of soft launches so you can come back to your audience and say, oh, well, I told y'all. No. Tell the truth. You kept a 13-year sexual relationship with me. You enjoyed it. You wanted it. And when I didn't want to give it to you, you demanded it. You like men more than you like women. Stop playing with these people. Okay, I didn't know that was in there. Let's skip that a little bit. Let's go to another part because I don't want this to turn messy. Let's go to the TD Jakes, Manasseh Jordan thing. Let's go. Oh, how can I forget TD Jakes? For peace sakes. Manasseh, something about all of this. Matter of fact, because I'm not trying to keep y'all's attention, let me take a short break, and I want to play this real quick. God bless Tarsha Howard.
So as it is with Puffy, the same thing will start happening within the Christian faith. God is giving his people divine justice. Every scandal to be uncovered. Do not be surprised what you're about to see. Don't be surprised. God is tired of the nonsense. God is saying, do not be surprised that over the next 5 to 10 years, and even starting in 2024, that there shall be a great falling away because there shall be leaders who were once great. They're going to fall to nothing.
There is something connected to all of this. And if y'all can go to my other shows, and I really piece it together how it went from Jakes to Diddy to Jakes to Larry, then Diddy gets arrested, then Larry comes out about Jakes again, and then just lawsuits and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But anyway, let's talk about Jakes. To Jordan, if you are truly, truly trying to wave a banner of integrity or truth, discard your partnership with Larry Reid immediately, or everyone that watches this, mark him as a false prophet, shearing the sheep for gain. If TD Jakes is truly guilty, he won't be brought down by the hands of thieves. In darkness, cosplaying as truth and light is not how that works. Bishop Bernard Jordan, if you are as integral and truly a prophet as you say you are, you know I'm telling the truth. You know it. We're Geminis. You know how we roll. Talk some sense into Larry. Sir, if you don't, everyone watching this deem him a false prophet. I was hollering that day. That would rather conveniently receive the seeds off of the back of the poor than to stand up for innocent people who's been trampled over by a dark, deviant psychopath. Do what's right, Bernard Jordan. I know you know it. I know you see it. I see that. And let me say this. I have always had a certain reverence and honor for Bishop Jordan. But the reality is, unfortunately, he's a part of the old guard that would see a building fall and would rather protect the institution and identity than say, hey, that building about to collapse. Like Bishop Jordan don't get no, I still would like to have a conversation with him about something different. Bishop Jordan, like, you're either, let's keep it a buck. You're either a prophet or you're not. You either saw the truth or you didn't. And no matter how we feel about him, there's one of two things going on with Bernard Jordan. He'll turn his back if it ain't got nothing to do with him, or his eyes are not as strong as he said they are. Which one is it? Which one is it? Let's keep going.
That you see it. Do what's right.
Now, let me speak to content creators because everybody getting this. I don't have no friends. Well, I got friends. But in context of this, I'm equal opportunist. I sat back and watched you all cover Larry's stories and make mockery of it. You sensationalize the abuse of others for clicks and views. You interviewed people who were not credible. You were so excited to tell the story. The real truth was lost amongst hours and hours of pointless banter, lots of shade and other nonsense in your YouTube and Facebook lives. You're wasting time. Stop manipulating the stories of manipulators to grow your channel. If you all would have simply done what I did today, just plainly just tell the story, it would not have been necessary for me to come out of retirement and do what I'm doing right now. To those who are watching, I got something to say to you too. Let me say this. And ain't nobody really knows this. And I'm not going to call the content creator's name out today. But that's what happened. We were watching a particular content creator. And I was getting grieved because they were doing all these antics and waving fans and doing all this kind of stuff. And then, you know, go to my private community, do this, I got this, got this. Whilst we're in this kind of prophetic flow. And I said to the producer, I jumped up. It was a week before then. I jumped up. I said, if we don't move now, this person is going to pervert this pure thing we're doing. If you think I'm lying, if he was to come, he would tell you this. He said, huh? I said, if we don't do this now, it's going to get perverted. He said, but we made a pact that we would not hit Larry unless he hit us, because that was the thing. When we started doing the abuse series, we knew that we were getting close to the line of exposure that we never intended on crossing. So we had preemptively prepared to mollywop. We already had the nuclear bomb ready if he was to so choose to swipe. So he was like, no, we can't do this. So what happened was, because we made the agreement that we got to be on the same page, we waited 7 days. And then we get to this week where we decided to do it. We didn't talk about it. We didn't bring it up. We waited 7 days, let it air off. Why? Because it felt like trash was about to make the pure flow of exposure trashy. And I hate it. I can't stand it. If you don't like Larry, you don't deserve to be a part of this. Or you're not named amongst my kind. If all this is you just can't stand him, then we ain't on the same page. That's not what I'm doing. Because there's 11 people that can't stand me. And you sure as hell wasn't doing it for Levante. And I am not talking about Daryl. Let me go ahead and say that, because I know a lot of y'all would love to think I'm calling out Daryl. I'm not calling out Daryl. And let me just say this for the record. Now, I done told Daryl in his face or in his ear, and I've said it on this platform. Daryl was reckless. Daryl did stuff I would have never done, and he said stuff that he should not have never said, because a lot of that was lies. But Daryl, I understand. And Daryl, as whatever y'all think he is, I like Daryl. And I'm saying that 10 toes down. Now, I would not have done it how he did it, but I like Daryl. I think he got a little good lost in the wind, but I like him. I don't care what y'all think about it. I like him, and I said it. So I am not talking about Daryl. I think some people don't mean no harm, but they get lost in they can't see the forest because of the tree, and they get lost in it. Next thing you know, they just intoxicated in it, and they don't know how to come out of it. And I think that's what happened with Daryl. Yeah. So I'm just saying that for the record, if y'all want to know where I stand. Yeah. So it wasn't Daryl. But they were covering Lester, and they were making such a mess out of it. And I felt like if the righteous voice, and in my opinion, I was the righteous voice, did not stand up and say something, it's like that door would have closed. And we would have missed the window to do what I felt like was supposed to have been done at that time. And my spirit leaped. All right, let's keep on going. We're almost done with this, actually. God is tired of the lies. He's sick of the nonsense. Exposure is here. Leave other people's houses alone and get your house in order. Now, I know the majority of you came over here to be nosy. Hi, my name is VTerrillHill, a soul healer. Welcome to SafeSpace. But now that you're here, you are now accountable and responsible for your part in this. Every time you see a video, you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a psychopath's channel, you are complicit to the blood that's on his hands. I'm going to say this, though I was very convicted by that, that's not true. That's not true. That was where I was at that moment, and my intent was right, but that's not true. There are some people who, first of all, don't even know. And there are some people that will watch a Larry Reid strictly for the entertainment or strictly for what he say, and they're not even consciously involved in everything else. They're not in it like that. They just come on, they watch it, they're not even connected. And we got to stop dragging people because they watch a certain content creator. That's not how that works, in my opinion. There are some people in the network that are complicit, but just because you watch somebody don't make you dirty. I don't believe that. Let's keep on going. If I'm telling the truth, if Levante is telling the truth, you're paying for it. You're going to pay for it. All right, here's what I'm going to do moving forward. I'm going to do one question and answer live when I feel like it. Then I'm going to choose one integral platform. And all right, that was that. Woo! So that's the first video we actually got through, because we always stop, but I skipped through a lot of it. All right, y'all. Wowzers. So that's that. So if you have been with me from the beginning when we did episode 1 up until now, then I feel like, at least in my opinion, you should probably easily discern why that was the finale. Because we literally put everything in one basket and said, okay, all of this stuff you said to these people, you got to live it now. I need to let y'all know there's a cost for this. This was not easy. It's still not easy to watch. If you're going to be a disruptor, you got to pay for it like the person that's being disrupted has to pay for it. And I've lost a lot of sleep. I look a little older than what I should. I've always looked young for my age, but I look like I should not be. I'm 45, but I feel like I'm look older than that. I don't know. I feel older than that. After I dropped that video, it's like a mirror got put in front of me. And then I had to work with my own darkness. I had to deal with my own darkness, my own unbelief, my own manipulation, my own anxiety, and my own lying. I thought that just by dropping that video, it would have exonerated me. No. From that moment all the way up until probably January, February of this year, it's like I had a cloud over me. Almost it forcing me, if I can use that adjective, or is that a noun? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Forcing me. That's a noun, I think. I don't know. Verb. Forcing me to embrace my dark side. Forcing me to look at myself and how I felt about my body, how I felt about my spirit, how I felt about my sexuality, how I felt about my money, how I felt about my family. And I had to sit with it. And it was like I could not get put on the track of deliverance until I spoke, until I opened my mouth. And there are some of you who are watching. Opening your mouth does not require you to do a video and put it on YouTube, but it might require you to say something to somebody. And as much therapy as you've gone through, as much of all the this and the moons things and this, that, you done burned sage and you done been to the mothers and they laid hands on you, you done threw up and all this kind of stuff. There are some of you, not all of you, your real deep shadow work don't start till you talk. Why? Because it's locked up. Okay. What do you mean? There's a padlock on a part of you that you refuse to look at. You refuse to embrace. And you say, okay, VTerrillHill, how do I unlock that pad? How do I unlock it? Your voice. There was 2 reasons why I had to do that video. And believe it or not, none of those reasons was God's judgment on Larry. It was God's judgment on me. And judgment is not always a bad thing. What are you talking about? There was a door open. There was an opportunity that I needed to step through. And in order to step through it, I had to confront something I never wanted to confront. One of those things was I always allow people to snuff my voice. That's why I don't take kindly when folk come in here talking about why you yelling. You will probably get cussed out because it took me years to feel comfortable using my loud, rambunctious, disruptive voice. And I will never let anyone hush me up. And so if I did not speak up, I would not have been able to find the thing that was lost the whole time, my voice. I was rendered voiceless by abuse. And not just abuse with Larry, abuse all my life. Larry was just a cherry on top. Larry's not the first person that abused me. He's not the epicenter of the story, though he probably would like to be. Number 2, I had to use that voice for Levante. And by doing that, I unlocked a door that got me to my freedom. And I've been in this home. I sat in my mother's room today. She called me upstairs to ask me a question. And she said something to me that was so warm and healing to my heart. And it went from having that conversation to her and I praying together. A sweet moment of prayer between her and I. And as she was praying, and I was praying along, but she was leading the prayer, I began to think about that moment and how if I did not come back to North Carolina, I would not have been able to get the healing I needed from my parents. And now there are some of you that have inboxed me about the healing you have received from bridging the gap with my parents and I. Where did that come from? I was prophetically aware enough to know that there was a window that I had to make a bold, disruptive move. And if I did it, it would unlock me in ways I never knew. And the guy that is standing here right now, I had to go through some things, y'all. I had to face some things. And every single time I felt like I had achieved, I would get another blow. Not until God was like, you surrendered nothing. I don't believe in all that. Until I was able to dig deep enough inside of me to stand up where I'm standing right now, flat-footed. The work was not exposing Larry. That was the ticket. That was the entrance fee. Do you love yourself enough to make a fool out of you? Do you want your future enough to tear it all up, to kill it all? Even the man that you love? Yes. So I know this can be tea and it's interesting, but I don't want you all to watch this and walk away like you don't have a window. We all got a window that we got to use, operate in, walk through, a time, a space that we got to do something outrageous, disruptive, loud, embarrassing, fanatical. Will you continue to be status quo? Will you continue to just go with the flow so you don't look a fool? I was talking to a good friend, and he don't even know what he said, because he was like, yeah, and I was telling them, this dude hurt Vincent. So I was able to understand that there were some people around him saying, why he doing that? He need to chill out. You don't understand. You'll never understand until you do what I did. All right? All right. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Everybody all right? Got that out. Got that out. Now, Larry is not my enemy. Larry is someone I knew some years ago. I learned some lessons about life. I learned some lessons about the shadow side of life. And I learned a lot of lessons about spirituality. And I learned it in that space I shared with Larry. And I say this publicly from the bottom of my heart. I release you, Larry Reid. Go be the best person you can be. I release you from my heart. I release you from my consciousness. I release you from my mind. I release you from exposure. I release you from clapbacks. I release. Why? There's another door that's standing in front of me. And just like I had to find my voice to get through that door, now I got to leave it all behind to walk through another one. And I release the MBN network, all of the people in that network. I release it. I let it go. I don't let it bother me anymore. It's complete. It's done. And the door is closed now. Yep. Ain't no need of getting stuck. Ain't no need of going or in the same cycles and the same circles. Ain't no need of swinging. Ain't no need of in the tarot card community, there's a card called the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands is when you persevere, you push through, you bear down on the pain. But it also says one of the ways you persevere, you press do, is you never swing until you're going to hit. And sometimes, rightfully so, great intentions, pure intentions, we be swinging, and before we know, we don't have any more energy for the rest of the fight. Because we just want to just kill. We just want to just get back. But that energy that you're holding your abuser, you're holding your enemy in, you need that energy to walk. Hey, uh-oh. Hold on. Walk through the door. That energy that you got your enemy held up in is keeping you from walking through the door. You got to walk through the door. Let it go. And let their God deal with them like your God is dealing with you. All right? All right. Here's what we're going to do. Good. So we're going to do an after show today. We'll go over there and chat. I know y'all got a lot that y'all want to talk about in chat. So we'll go over there and do that. Tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Regina from Juice Radio and Talk Show. No, excuse me, the radio Juice and Talk. I'm sorry, Regina. Actually, that's stupid. We're talking with Regina tomorrow. I've always wanted to have a conversation with her anyway. So she'll be on tomorrow. And then next week, I will not be going live unless I feel like it. I will not be going live unless I feel like I'll be doing some uploads though. So I ask all of you all in Safe Space Nation to support the uploads. And then the week after that, I'm going on vacation to the islands, baby. I'll be there for 5. I'll be there for 5 days in the island celebrating my 45th birthday. And then after that, we're going to come back with a new live schedule that I'll share with you all, but it will not be Monday through Friday anymore because we're shifting directions on this platform. There's another YouTube channel that I got to grow. And I'm not forsaking this channel, but we're shifting directions because I got to put energy. I got 2 private communities and now 2 YouTube channels. And then we got to start working on TikTok and stuff because why? The door is closed. I did what I was supposed to do. And I feel like I did it well. So it's time to put that energy that I was putting in that and put it on my platforms now. So we're going to be changing some directions and moving. But before then, I am going on vacation, all right? So if you enjoy my lives, if you enjoy that you want to join, all right, I have 2 private communities. One, I do after shows and the Appalachians. This is where I'll be going live the most next week and posting up other content in the YouTube private community. We call it Sacred Space, the Safe Space private community, the Safe Space private community. You can join that. It's $2.99 a month. Okay, there's a Linktree link in the video description box of Facebook and YouTube. If you're watching live, the moderators are putting it in the comments now. Desktop, laptop, live or not on YouTube, there's a join button up under that video, okay? To anybody watching this anywhere else, you got to come to Facebook or YouTube, okay? It's only $2.99 a month. Now, I have a spiritual community, a spirituality and consciousness community. We had the most wonderful, impactful, powerful experience today in there. At 3 p.m., we talked about the Universal Power of Prayer Part 3. I finished it today. I finished that series today. It was everything that I would want it to be. And my heart is so full, and I cannot wait to grow with them in that community, okay? And that you can join that by going to www.joinsafespace.com, www.joinsafespace.com, okay? You have to put the www in it. You get 4 days for free, all right? If you want to know when I'm coming live on the public platform, until I get the new schedule, text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658. Text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658 to be notified when I come live, okay? If you enjoyed this today, I believe, let me see here. If I can get 6 of you to send $10 and help us reach our goal today, I would appreciate it so much. The Cash App is SafeSpace VTH. The PayPal and Zelle is info@VTerrillHill.com, and the Venmo is @VTerrillHill. SafeSpace VTH is the Cash App. Info@VTerrillHill.com is the PayPal and Zelle, and Venmo is @VTerrillHill. Okay, and that's what that way you can support. If I can get 6 of you to send $10, it'll help us reach our goal today. Okay, PO Box 221, Worcester, North Carolina 27377 is the PO Box. Okay, PO Box 221. Wissett, North Carolina, 27377 is the P.O. Box. I never open anything unless I'm in front of you guys. Last but not least, you have up until close of business tomorrow. Close of business tomorrow to take advantage of the 50% off tarot card reading and soul healing sessions. I am fully aware that these last 8 live shows could be very triggering or motivating for you to confront your shadow side. I want to offer my services to you for 50% off. You don't have to book it before close of business Friday. You have to purchase it before. You can book it as far out as you want, okay? Click the Linktree link in the video description box of Facebook or YouTube. It'll say prophetic tarot card reading and something else. Click that. Then it'll give you the options. You can either choose soul healing sessions or tarot card sessions, then choose date and time. And then right before you pay, put in the promo code HEALING, okay? Put in the promo code HEALING and you'll automatically get 50% off. It's very professional. You get confirmation emails, Zoom links, and all of the things, and you can take advantage of that, all right? Love you guys. Long time. Appreciate you guys. Safe Space number 4 is coming soon. Yeah, as soon as we get a local pastor over there, we'll open up that sanctuary. Tomorrow's my deceased daughter's birthday. Oh, my word. And Dr. Creole, join us over there today so we can talk a little bit about that. I know you just joined the community. Matter of fact, we got to celebrate that. Yeah. Let's see here. I'll try and listen. I have to get up at 5 a.m. Oh, okay. I didn't read that. I'm reading it backwards. My apologies. Lord God, VT, he's healing you, and you've grown so much. I've been blessed watching the process of the new VTerrillHill. Your pain has helped others to heal. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that, Cohort 5. I really do. Thank you so much. Well done, Vincent. Congratulations. May God's grace, peace, and strength be multiplied to you. Thank you so much. I just need 5 of you guys to give. Thank you, just being me. I appreciate that. Yes, Safe Space Public, Safe Space Secular, Safe Space Sacred Space. Join the space that's right for you. Absolutely. Congratulations, VT. You did it. Thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that for real. Let's see. Trey and Ashley, I don't personally know you, but I pray your continued strength and sending happy anniversaries blessing to you. Absolutely. Yes, it's their 15th anniversary. Yeah, most let me turn this TV down, but amen though, lamb. Yeah, I'm loud. When I go to holler and turn your volume down, I don't know if I quickened or jumped from being scared. I've been quickening the entire time. I love. You, Gary says, you are constantly in my prayers. Keep pushing. Thank you guys so much. All right. All right. What time is it? It's 11:20. All right. We'll be in the private community at 11:30. All right. We'll be in the private community at 11:30. If we have time, we might as well pull tarot on this Tyler Perry situation. Before we go, we got to dance. We got a new member. Thank you so much for joining the private community. Dr. Creole Butterfly, A.K. Libra Butterfly. She has a really neat YouTube channel. Y'all go over there and check her out as well, all right? Y'all go over there and check her out as well. All right, 11:35. 11:35. Not 11:30, but 11:35. We'll be in the private community. And if we have time and space, let's pull on Tyler Perry in this event. All right, y'all be blessed. Love you a long time. Bye.
SafeSpace, refuge for growth and healing. Want to be connected to all that SafeSpace has to offer? Join our email community. Stay in the loop with inspirational insights and updates. Join our email community and connect with like-minded individuals on the path to self-discovery. Sign up now.
Find your tribe in a safe, supportive space. Join the SafeSpace private community and connect with others who get it. We're waiting for you. Stay connected wherever you are with lives and video drops. Text VTerrillHill to 833-458-3658 for instant updates and powerful insights. Join the text community now. Curious about what's next? Book an intuitive tarot reading with VTerrillHill and get the clarity you need. Your future awaits. Heal from within and transform your life. Schedule a soul healing consultation and take the first step towards wholeness. Start your journey today.
Click the Linktree link inside of the description box connected to this video for all of what the SafeSpace universe has to offer.
SafeSpace.